It's time for another edition of Lost in Sports History, where I tell you about someone in sports history that you probably don't know about, but maybe you should. Don't forget, all the usual things: like, subscribe, leave a comment, click that bell down below if you want to get updated anytime I upload a video, and you can also support me on my Patreon if you want to see more videos like this, patreon.com/ToddOnSports. Guy Harris White was born into a wealthy family in Washington, D.C., where he went to Central High School and was a baseball standout. White continued his baseball exploits while at Georgetown University, where he was noticed and signed by the Philadelphia Phillies of the National League. Guy White never stepped foot in the minors. He went straight from Georgetown to pitching for the Phillies for 2 seasons in 1901 and 02 before jumping to the Chicago White Sox in 1903. Before he joined the White Sox, he completed his courses for his dentistry degree from Georgetown University, earning him the nickname he will now always be known for, Doc White. Over the next 6 seasons, Doc found himself routinely in the top 10 in wins and/or ERA in the American League. The White Sox also enjoyed some of their best seasons ever, culminating in a World Series title in 1906, something the South Side of Chicago would only do one more time in the next 98 years. In September of 1904, the crafty lefty did something that has only been touched once in 120 years since, when he hurled 5 consecutive complete game shutouts. Over the course of his career, White threw 5 career one-hit shutouts, including one of only 4 10-plus inning one-hitters in Major League Baseball history. But Doc White never got that no-hitter. In the 1906 World Series, the White Sox, who were nicknamed the Hitless Wonders, beat the Crosstown Cubs in 6 games. In the 5th game, with the series tied at 2, Doc White came on with the White Sox up 8-6, a runner on second, and 1 out in the 7th. Doc pitched out of trouble, saw the game out, and Doc White recorded the first save in World Series history. The very next day, White pitched a complete game in an 8-3 win, and the White Sox were World Series champs. From 1902 to 1908, White would practice dentistry in the off-season, but he stopped doing that and became a church choir leader and evangelist starting in 1909. In 1910 and 11, Doc collaborated on 2 songs with Chicago newspaper columnist Ring Lardner, one of them a southern croon called Little Puff of Smoke Goodnight, and the other one a baseball-themed tune called Gee, It's a Wonderful Game that you can listen to by clicking in the link in the description of this video. Doc White seemed more frail and tired at the end of his career, which is unsurprising considering he was so small in stature and he pitched so many innings. His 46-50 record in those final 5 seasons tarnished his legacy forever. After retirement, White managed from 1915 to 1920 around different baseball leagues, but in 1921 he returned to Central High School in Washington, D.C., where he taught PE for the next 28 years and worked as a pitching coach at the University of Maryland. Even after retiring as a pitching coach, White began to grow roses, and he won a number of awards at local shows for his rose displays. In 1968, 64 years after Doc White had pitched his 5 consecutive complete game shutouts, Don Drysdale of the Dodgers finally equaled the feat. This prompted the 89-year-old White to send Drysdale the following telegram: "Congratulations on winning your 5th straight shutout and equaling my record. I will be rooting for you to break it. It will be a great satisfaction to me to have someone who is a credit to the game break my record. Signed, G. Harris, Doc White." A few days later, Drysdale did get that 6th straight shutout win, and Doc White has faded from sports history ever since. 8 months after Drysdale broke his record, Doc White died at the age of 89 in Silver Spring, Maryland. Doc White was one of the most respected ball players in the early 20th century, and by all accounts a prince of a man off the field, but he was more than just a ball player. He was a dentist, an evangelist, a songwriter, a PE teacher, a coach, and an award-winning florist. But make no mistake, the left-handed junk baller Doc White was also one hell of a ball player. Here's to the doctor, Guy Harris Doc White, who has been lost in sports history.